What's going on, you guys? We just got out here to Greddy. As you guys can see, we brought our orange Supra. We had trailered down from the Global Time Attack Finals. We're just about to go in, but we're gonna give you guys a little tour, a sneak peek at what it is we're able to show you, and hopefully get to meet some people that we've only really seen online before, or read about in magazines, or talked to on phones. Dalen, are you pretty stoked?
Super stoked.
Right on.
Ultra mega stoked.
So the first shop we went to when we got out of the Global Time Attack area up in Bakersfield, drove down into the LA area, we went to Greddy, of all places, right? Talk about setting the bar high.
Kenji and Phil, dealing with these guys for many, many, many years. Kenji, who's worked with Greddy for I think 30 years at this point, and is now the president there. He's worked anywhere from the R&D side and the product development all the way into now obviously running the company. So he's a very interesting character. He's got a lot of neat history if you kind of sit down and listen to him. And Philip's been, industry-wise, he's been kind of at a few of the top name places over the years. So he's another one of those that just has kind of invaluable stories to talk about and a lot of interesting feedback when you kind of come across stuff. He's got a very, very neat Evo. I think it's an Evo 9, but Evo 8 or 9. Nothing's stock on it, so it's kind of hard to tell at this point. But was one of the original kind of like super lap battle GTA cars, kind of built in the US as, I think that was a street class car. So a lot of parts that used to be legal aren't legal anymore. So I think he's kind of getting that car ready to go back out. So that was neat to check out. An interesting thing they had this year that I hadn't seen in the past when I've been out there is they basically had their entire SEMA booth set up in their lobby. So instead of having like a showroom, it was literally just their SEMA booth assembled right there. So they had, you know, all their new products either for like the FK8. They have a lot of new like oil cooler kits and stuff coming out, intercooler kits coming out. So a lot of cool those products. But then on the other side of the wall is their new engine program for the 2JZ and the RB26. And then as you kind of go farther down the line, you get to see their, they had an F20 there for their turbo kit for the S2000, which they're bringing back with like carb certified tunes and everything, which is super neat. And then they had a 370Z turbo kit, which Nissan guy kind of seen this in some of the older videos. They were one of the first ones in the US to have a twin turbo kit. Just over the years, it kind of fizzled out. They stopped making it. That's coming back as a carb certified kit, which is super exciting. It's one of the simplest install, most budget friendly kits, so I'm excited about that. And then as we kind of go farther down the line, they had the FRS BRZ engine there with the ITBs and the turbo kit on it. Always cool to see that thing. And then in the back corner, kind of Charlie laughed at me when we saw it, is an old Nissan SR20 that this has been one of the coolest things forever for me from a distance. The motor's cut apart and sectioned kind of all over, so you can see inside the head, you can see the valve train and kind of how it works. Inside the bore to see the piston and rod and everything kind of going up and down. And they have a full turbo kit, and the turbo kit's kind of cut away in sections too. It's just super cool, but I was like, it's just like tucked away in a corner. It's like the dimly lit in the back corner. So I was like, I don't want to bring it home with me. Like, can we fit this in the Supra and bring it back? But Charlie wouldn't let me. It was all Charlie's fault.
Following that, we were able to go take a tour of like the actual warehouse itself and the like shop where they work on cars. At the time, they were working on the Formula Drift A90 that they sponsor. So that was kind of neat. Obviously, like we have ours that we drove there and have had in our shop for a while, but seeing one built to that spec with so much customization and everything else taken into consideration, it was just absolutely phenomenal. They had a handful of other cars, their S2000.
Ooh, Kenji's CRX and his EF hatch. We didn't get to stare at the EF, but Kenji's got some just super cool old school Hondas. So the CRX has, I think it was the Mugen, I want to say SF Challenge wheels. Like, it's just got like all the right period correct parts. It's like a super clean B series swap that looks all OEM. Like, it's just the most immaculately clean car that he just drives like every day. Super awesome to see that thing. And in the back corner of the shop, I think he has a couple other CRXs and EFs. He's kind of getting back into the roots of what got him interested in all of this. His EF, which we didn't get to look at, he has an AC system that's cooling the air for the intercooler. It's super neat. It's something it just fascinates me. I'm sad we didn't get to stare at that for a long time, but yeah, just super cool old school Hondas that he just has a lot of passion for, so it's super cool to see.
And I remember as soon as we walked out of the shop, like we did a full circle through their facility back out into the parking lot, and I instantly saw Sung Kang's 240Z. And for those of you who don't know, Kang is the guy who plays Han in Fast and Furious movies. No, he didn't actually die. He's still alive. I got to meet him at Formula Drift as well. But his 240Z is also known as FuguZ. You can look it up. It has an Instagram account and a hashtag and everything like that, just like some of your guys' pet corgis. And this car was just sitting there. And like for me, this is another one of those iconic vehicles, just like specifically, not just the 240Z, but Kang's 240Z, like sitting there in the flesh.
Yeah, there was a lot of cool cars just kind of in the shop. They've always got neat projects. They don't really build stuff for customers, so it's all either SEMA builds or shop builds. So kind of neat things to poke around at. And of course, it's an old JDM brand shops. They have a lot of neat stuff just kind of sitting around on the floors.
Touring there was great. We actually brought Kenji a gift.
It was stuck in my head.
You know what? I have the Japanese one. Actually, this one's better.
What is it?
It's a ice maker.
Ice cube maker?
Or whiskey, like, you know.
Dalen had done some research and found that he was kind of a whiskey guy and also a Star Wars guy. So Dalen actually got him a Death Star ice cube maker for like whiskey.
For the Death Star.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like I was looking at like
Really?
gifts and it just was stuck in my head. Like I don't know if you posted about it somewhere or something, but
Yeah.
I was like, this is it. And like then I was like, man, I hope I'm not fucking wrong here.
Thank you. That's cool.
Yours is a GTR key, by the way. I know it just looked like a random key, but appreciate you guys kind of obviously always helping us out and showing us around when we're out here.
Super random, but I got the impression that even though Kenji apparently already had this exact same thing, that he was stoked that we were that interested in providing a meaningful gift. So huge shout out to those guys. Philip, thanks for taking the time to give us the tour. Kenji, it was super great to meet you and then see you again the following weekend at Formula Drift. Touring the facility somewhere I've always wanted to go to from a brand I've always looked up to, and honestly, it's something that I'll never forget. So thanks a lot, and the door's always open for you guys to come check out our place. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.